Was it weird when Jaby asked you to do this video? What are you, Mom, we're doing serious business here. Come on. Was it weird? I can recall at least a handful of instances of you getting annoyed I was spending too much time with a certain girl in high school.
That's right.
You and Dad were, Mom, sit up. You look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
It's hard.
There was one instance you and Dad were fighting a lot and I didn't want to be there, and so I left with said girl, and then you called me up and you're like, who the fuck do you think you are? Get back here. You were supposed to babysit your sister. She's so docile now. You should have seen her in her prime. It's like,
Hey, I'm older.
Can you give us an accurate figure of Jaby's ex-girlfriends? And also, what do you know about Indian culture and any Indian film that you've watched? Because it sounds like when I talk about ex-girlfriends, I don't ever say a name, so it sounds like I have a lot. They want to know from, in your estimation, how many I've had. It's gonna be a very conservative number, I'm sure.
About 5.
5, okay, yeah.
There was one point where I said I didn't want to meet your girlfriends anymore.
Okay, why is that?
It's hard because when you have your girlfriends, you know, they're not just part of you, they're part of us too. They become like part of the family. It doesn't just hurt you, it kind of hurts us too whenever you break up with somebody that we gotten close to. It becomes difficult for us, especially when we like the girl. There was one girlfriend that we didn't like very much, so that one was fine.
But the last one?
The second one.
Oh, you didn't like her?
Not very much.
I didn't know that. Why didn't you like her? She's water under the bridge now, so why didn't you like her?
It's not that I didn't dislike her. She seemed a little too aggressive for me.
I guess that's fair. I mean, she is the girlfriend that would like abuse me physically, so. Yeah. Have you watched any Indian films?
I don't know if you consider it an Indian film.
Oh, here we go.
The only one I remember watching is Hotel Mumbai.
Oh, okay. That's not, I thought you were gonna say Slumdog Millionaire. Hotel Mumbai, okay. Does that count?
I mean, no.
Will you ever come to India with Jaby and ACHARA? We'll put you up in a first-class hotel. Have you hang out with all the Bollywood stars.
Okay.
Yeah?
And
Is that a yes?
Am I gonna travel first class too?
Well, business class. First class is really expensive. Golly, I don't know what you think I'm made of. Mom, sit up.
You can afford to send me first class.
Are you kidding me? Eddie had first class, it's like 20 grand.
Yeah.
That's really expensive. Do you feel Jaby is emotionally bonded with you? Whom do you feel is your most caring child? I think that's Mary Black is the one who's most bonded with you.
Yeah, but I think all of you are very caring. Most instances, all of you are very protective of me, and I can see that.
Would you be comfortable living with me, as most Indians live with their parents?
I know, no. Living with you, Mr. Obsessive Compulsive Personality.
When was the first time you got to know he was dating someone, and what was your reaction?
Do you consider...
High school?
No, yeah, before, the one before...
You can say the name, I'll bleep it out.
Before...
Yeah, I'm...
Do you consider her as your girlfriend?
That was in 7th grade.
So, but did you consider that as
okay, let's just say yes for the sake of argument. So what was your reaction?
I was okay with it.
Okay, what was your reaction to then?
I was fine with it until she started staying with us.
Was Jaby good in his studies?
So.
Share an embarrassing moment from Jaby in his prime, like when he was 18 to 24. I feel like I know which one you're gonna go to. An embarrassing moment from when I was in my 20s.
Like what?
Anything. I thought this would be like, you and I would be like that on this one.
I don't remember.
Okay, how about the time you called me up and I offered...
That's embarrassing?
That's embarrassing. You still hold my feet to the flames on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so go tell that story like they've never heard it.
It was one of our anniversaries, my husband and my anniversary. One of us called each other.
You called me.
You were saying something like you and Dad should go out to a really nice restaurant for your anniversary, and then you offered to pay for it. And so I was like saying to myself, this is not Anthony. First of all, he's saying that he was gonna pay for it, and you sounded like you were drunk or something.
Yeah.
And then the next day, when we actually went out for dinner, you asked me, Mom, what did I say last night?
I offered my American Express is what happened. This is a darker question. This person's asking, should I can't use this word because it'll get the video demonetized. So should I end it? He's talking about his life. Because I'm not doing good at the moment in financial conditions and I don't have any money. I barely have money for food.
No. Well, as long as you're alive, there's hope. I'm sure there's people who can help, or there's organizations that can help. I mean, a lot of people are struggling.
Yeah.
What about, you think about the people that you leave behind and how you're going to impact their life.
Right. What do you think about Jaby's acting skills? Why are you laughing? What do you think about my acting skills?
Oh, I think they're fine.
During his initial days on YouTube, did you ever expect he would become this popular?
No.
Wow. Ouch. Okay.
No, not really, because first of all, I wasn't really that familiar with the way YouTube worked. Gregory started doing really well, and then you were doing it like kind of slowly. You weren't really into it that much in the beginning. I didn't think you were gonna like pursue it full time.
Just want to ask, whenever Jaby stays with you, which doesn't happen, what do you cook for him? What do you love to cook for him?
I don't cook.
Spoken like a true Asian mom. Was Jaby intentional or a mistake?
What does that mean?
Was I an accidental kid? Or was I a planned child? How do you feel about Jaby having so many ex-girlfriends of very vast age groups? Okay, let's narrow it down. I told you about this before and you just sort of like blew me off. I dated someone who was, for like a very short time period, who was old enough to be my mom. And I only told you about it well after it was over. And you just sort of dismissed me. You rolled your eyes and walked away. Like you didn't want to hear about it.
Okay.
How did you feel about that?
I guess I didn't want to hear about it.
Well, there you go. Jaby has exactly the same nose of his mother. Do we?
Really?
I don't think so. I think my nose is bigger.
Yeah.
How to be optimistic in case when one feels extremely bemused in his or her late teens about academics, job, interest, high school marks, like good grades, salary. You didn't ever have days where you're like, I just don't want to do this?
Not in school. You know, growing up, my parents have always pounded in their heads how important school is, how important it is to like get a degree, finish school and all that. My parents made a lot of sacrifices so we could go to not prestigious schools but good schools. All 5 of us have degrees. All 5 of us siblings finished and we all have college degrees and all that. And this is mostly due to our parents really pushing us. This was drummed into us from childhood. Failure wasn't an option, where I was afraid I was gonna take more than 4 years. Basically, you're supposed to go to college for 4 years. And I was afraid that I was gonna miss that deadline because during my first year, I took a different course and I had to switch courses, which put me behind. So for 3 summers, I had to go to summer school just to catch up.
Yeah.
But I managed to finish on time. It's just what's important to you and how much you push yourself to, get what you want. Sometimes you don't always succeed, but things happen. It's like when I first started working, the job that I had didn't pay very much, but I learned a lot.
Okay.
So there's good and bad, and what I learned has helped me in my other jobs.
But you never had a moment where you just doubted yourself, whether it was in school or in work?
When you were younger, when you were a baby, your dad wasn't working that much, and I was the main breadwinner of the family. It was like trying to figure out if I was in the right place, if I was doing the right thing, or if I should go find something else. For example, the job that I have now, I enjoyed what I was doing at the hotel. I was like learning so much. My boss really liked me. My boss was really grooming me to become, something. But then it wasn't paying much. And then this job came along, which was paying more money, but didn't sound as exciting as what I was doing. So that was when I was debating, okay, what do I do? Do I take this other job or do I stay where I am, where I know I have a good future? I have a son, my husband's not working. What's more important right now? So I figured sacrifice my career to get a job that was paying more. At the time, I wasn't sure I was making the right decision, but then 3 months later, I got promoted, and then, and now I'm a manager, which I didn't think was going to happen at that time.
Have you ever hit Jaby?
When he was a child, maybe a couple of times, yeah.
You hit me so many times as a kid. You kidding me? A couple of times.
Yeah,
Okay, there was one instance I can recall where I had just gotten done with my shower. This was in Eagle Rock. I had just gotten done with my shower, and you came in to tell me something. And I said something back to you. I don't remember what it was, but then you smacked me. And you're like, don't talk back to me. I didn't know what that meant, though. I was just scared. You'd say things to me and you were very serious, but I didn't know what it meant. Was it weird when Jaby asked you to do this video? What are you, Mom, we're doing serious business here. Come on.
Kinda, I'm not really comfortable being in front of a camera or being interviewed.
What was the moment that Jaby made you feel most proud for being his mom?
When he shows how much he cares for us, for his family, for, trying to be, especially after his dad died, and trying to be like the man of the family.
What is the sweetest thing he's ever done for you which made you emotional?
What's the sweetest thing you've ever done for me?
Is throw you a surprise birthday party at your work.
Oh, that's right.
I remember these things better. I don't even need you here. I can just answer the questions by myself. What was your first impression of ACHARA?
My first impression of ACHARA?